Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today is the 28th of June 2026. We're fast approaching July, so I thought we'd just do short video for July and August for every ascendant and also moon sign, because it's good to read your chart from the moon sign just to see how the transit feel. So I'm going to just go through the transits so we can actually have a look at them. Let's just have a look at the chart for this period. Excuse me. Okay, as you can see, obviously Saturn has been in Pisces for a while and will carry on being there for a period of time still. But it will actually go retrograde on the 27th of July. And we'll also have got Jupiter, which is again going to be in Cancer for a while. So Saturn has, for all of us, has an impact on Taurus, has an impact on Virgo, and also on Sagittarius. So, as well as obviously, rules Capricorn and Aquarius too. So, very important planet. We put effort into where the third aspect is. The seventh aspect is highly respectful, and where we have all our honor and commitment, loyalties. And 10th from it is obviously how it's projected onto the world. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough. Excuse me. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter rules obviously Sagittarius and Pisces, and it's going to be aspect in Pisces, aspect in Saturn, which is great because excuse me, Pisces is a sign of spirituality and letting go of just mundane things that are not true, really. They're just like we are in a material world. It's letting go of all those kind of things and seeing the bigger picture. So by both these two planets having an impact on Pisces, it's very important. I'm sure on the hashtags you've seen the Great Awakening, that people are waking up, people are just seeing that things are not as they seem, all that kind of stuff. So Pisces, by the nature of Jupiter aspect in it, is being protected. So that's a very, very good sign. It also rules, as I said, Sag and Pisces, but it's having three aspects, just like Saturn. So it's aspect in Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, as we mentioned. So having a massive impact on those, and also Cancer. And actually, if you look at the beginning of the month, it's on the degree that is the most kind of, well, that's the degree, 5 degrees when it's exalted. But it's an exaltation sign. So, Jupiter is pretty strong. And then we have the nodes. So nodes are going to be for a while still in Aquarius for Rahu, which is co-rules it with Saturn. So that's great. Rahu rules technology, new things, and all kind of, I would say, kind of rules people who are not kind of different species, who are not particularly human, high dimensional, other dimensions, outer dimensions, those sort of people too, which disclosure about that's coming out. It's also rules AI. So new, particularly in Shatabisha, it's all to do with here 1,000 or 100 healers, as they say. So it's like by the time it comes out of there and goes into Capricorn, that there's going to be new modalities coming out for health and healing. So things are going to really move forward after that, this transit. For K2 is obviously in Leo. Leo is a sign of celebrities, famous people, royalty, big leaders, things like that. And by the nature of that being there in Leo, we know that it's actually as we have seen, many of the Hollywood greats have passed away. You can just have a look. Just has been so many people. I mean, a lot of them have been very, very old anyway. But just so there's loads of people passing away, lots of changes going on, and also what it does is Sun will be there with it on the 18th. So I think there's going to be maybe in August 18th August. So I think there could be like a major passing away of a royalty or a very sort of significant figure in the world of politics or influence, basically. So that's happening with the nodes. So actually, Rahu is also aspecting Gemini from where it is, and it's also aspecting Libra. And K2 is aspecting the Aries and also Sagittarius. So this has been going on for a while anyway, and I have actually done a video about Sagittarius. You know, it's such an important sign for the remainder of this year. And you'll also see that Mercury will retrograde back to Gemini, and where the Sun is at the moment, and it's again going to have an impact on Sagittarius. So lots going on there. But all the personal planets, one by one, they're coming through, and we'll see them going on to Virgo by the time we finish August. So just wanted to say that Venus is not in a good condition. Venus being obviously the most important feminine planet for everyone. It's in Cancer, which is unfriendly towards, doesn't like being with Jupiter for one thing, doesn't like the moon, so they don't. Venus doesn't like Cancer, but moon likes Venus's sign. It's kind of odd, but anyway. But then it goes into Leo, which are enemies. Sun is enemy to Venus and Venus to the Sun. And then it goes into its debilitation sign, even though it's only really debilitated at 28 degrees. But nonetheless, it's a sign that is like really is a critical, it's digests and dissects everything. And, there's like a post-mortem goes on in that sign. So it's not really in keeping with what Venus is all about. So anyway, this is like an overview of that's going on. For me, the things that really stand out is that obviously Mercury goes retrograde and Saturn goes retrograde. And also the other thing that's interesting to know as well, for me, I think one of the signs that's quite troubling to Mars is Gemini. Mars in Gemini is quite a difficult one, so I would imagine we're going to have like some crazy times because of that happening during this period, and in 3rd of August. So it's just very, very interesting time to watch it. Not only does it go into Gemini, but also we have 2 eclipses happening, but which are, the first one is more really the solar eclipse happening on 12th of August. It's really more to do with, you can see more on the zodiac, tropical zodiac. But definitely we have the 28th of August as well, where we have the partial lunar eclipse occurring in Aquarius. So it's like really interesting time going on there. So these for me really stand out. But anyway, let's just walk through and just see what we can see from this this period for the ascendant. So, okay, starting with Aries Ascendant and Aries Moon. Let's have a look now. Let's have it. Get rid of all of these. Fantastic. Okay, so for Aries Ascendant and Moon, so what happens is for you guys, you start the month of July with your Ascendant being in 2nd house, and I always find it puts a bit of passion in your life, when Mars is in Venus's sign and vice versa. So it gives you a bit of sort of energy and makes you feel a bit kind of romantic, that kind of stuff. But for you, if you have a look, you have like stellium in your 4th house. There's a lot going on in your 3rd house and 6th house rulers, so working, learning, and also 3rd house ruler in the 4th house. So it could be that you're really planning to move home or buy a car, or all that kind of stuff. Obviously not a great time to do it. Wait till Mercury goes direct, which we'll do on the 24th of July. So, but generally speaking, you have a couple of benefics, well, 3 benefics actually, in your 4th house, which is wonderful. Venus has directional strength in the 4th house, so it makes you feel happy and kind of, you know, enjoying the comforts of life, feeling good about life, stuff like that. So for you guys also, what happens is the upcoming things are on the 5th, basically Venus moves into your, let's go back an hour, into your, yeah, here we go. So it goes into your 5th house. So 2nd house ruler in the 5th house, 7th house ruler in the 5th house. That creates a nice yoga for you. And for some people, it could be like an end of a relationship, or it could be like a change in the status of a relationship, or just meeting somebody who's spiritually connected to you, or maybe from a past life. And so there's all different versions of that going in. But it could be a sudden thing that happens. And then on the 8th, we have Mercury going retrograding back into own sign, which is great. So Mercury feels really happy there. And then obviously that means that with the Sun as well, you just feel as though you want to connect with your friends, stuff like that, which is amazing. But let's go forward now to the 14th, when we have there we go, we have a new moon occurring in your 3rd house. So 3rd house obviously is 12 houses from your 4th house. So again, thinking about moving, starting a hobby, maybe starting some form of new exercise. But generally, you know, you like to be busy. Wherever Mercury signs are, particularly Gemini or Mercury, wherever it is a sign that you want to be connected with others. You want to interact with other people and having fun. And this time of the year in the summer, why wouldn't you want to do that? So it's putting all kind of things which are 3rd house into what do I want to learn, hobbies, spending time with siblings, stuff like that, you know, being more creative and being out there, being a bit busy and enjoying live music, concerts and films and, you know, events like that during the summer. Then on the 17th, Sun goes into Cancer. So, sorry, let's go back. I mean, later in the day on the 17th. So let's go on the 18th. So, sorry, goes into Cancer. It wasn't there, wasn't it? Sorry about that. So yeah, we have Sun and Jupiter now in your 4th house. Jupiter obviously a very important planet for you, as is the Sun. Both of them creating fantastic yogas of success, achievement, and, you know, really amazing time for you. Really enjoy it, and, you know, it makes you really kind of in control of your life. Two very good planets for you, both nice and strong too. And then we have on the 24th, Mercury goes direct, which is so fantastic. Here we go. Mercury direct, and that's good news, and also it's on its own too. It's, you know, not really combust anymore, which is fabulous. So Mercury on its own now, you know, it gives you really good focus, and it's a planet of intellect and practicality and just having fun with friends. So that's in a good position there for you. And so after that, the next big thing is happening will be Saturn going retrograde on the 27th. So on the 27th, this on its own means that all the things to do with your 10th and 11th house are really kind of on your thinking about changes. There could be a job change, a new job, end of a job, beginning of a new job. You know, you're going to meet like new people with the new job, maybe through your groups you find a job. But, you know, you're reflecting on a lot of things. Maybe you've had 2 job offers and you're thinking about which one. A job could be abroad. Also, so situations are really reflective at that time. You're really thinking about these kind of things that are going on in your life. So it certainly ends the, if you've been, you know, in education, which is your 9th house, Sagittarius, it kind of can end that with it going retrograde. So And then on the 30th of July we have a full moon, which is occurring in basically your 10th house. So that could also be really good news for you as well. So those people who are actually getting their grades and things happening, you know, but if they've had exams, so it could be really good news for you coming through. Now let's go to the next month for you guys. So we have we start the month. Let's go to the 2nd. So what happens in the 2nd? Venus goes into debility sign in Virgo. Luckily, the dispositor is in really good condition. Mercury is doing nicely there. And right, sorry, okay. And then we have on the 3rd Mars in Gemini. So I think this is what, you know, it's very important to realize. Obviously, what it does is very good because it puts energy into your 3rd house. So if you're feeling sluggish, but you really know that you got to start some form of, you know, you need to start getting back to your friends, contacting them, meeting them, or doing something of interest, a hobby, or, you know, just generally being much more out there and being the mercurial person. So it gives you energy for doing that, doing exercises, or if you want to run marathons and, you know, take up swimming or bodyboarding or whatever it is. It's really good, gives you the energy, but it also can give you very hasty speech. So it's very good to just be careful not to, you know, once you say words, you can't really take them back. So it's really good to reflect on those things. But generally speaking, if you use the right side of it, that can be quite glorious, really. And then on the 6th, Mercury goes into Cancer. So it's just, here we go. And Mercury obviously does not like to be with Jupiter and does not like Cancer. So Mercury is not in terribly good condition there. But it gets help from the Sun, which is really good friends to it. And then what happens is on the 12th of August, on the, I'm going to show you this, but it's actually more happening in the Western astrology, really, in a sense. Basically, there is an eclipse going on there, but it's also in sidereal zodiac, but because I use mean nodes, it doesn't really show. But there is actually a solar eclipse going on in Ashlesha in Cancer. So Ashlesha is all about the bondage. So letting go of the bondage and just like not holding yourself back anymore. You know, it could be like habits that are really difficult to let go of. It's a really good time to use that energy to just, you know, not hold yourself back, don't limit yourself, break all the patterns that are either your karmic patterns that or, you know, like if you're holding on to a relationship that you know is finished, it's done, just let it go with love, because, you know, otherwise what you're doing, you're stopping yourself and the other person from moving forward, which is going to be more painful in the long run. But this is just, you know, so it's a good reflective time. And then what happens is on the 18th, 17th, 18th, what happens is Sun goes into its own sign. So Sun in Leo with K2. K2 obviously and Sun are not great friends, but this is what I was talking about. I can imagine that something quite major happens, particularly when Sun is in Maga. So some kind of figure could pass away during this time. But also for you guys, because it's like for Aries Moon or Aries Sun, Aries Ascendant, sorry, what happens is like it's a 5th and 8th house ruler together. So there's some changes. Some people might find that they are, you know, meet a new love, end of a relationship, just maybe, you know, there's lots of, you know, sort of like unexpected pregnancy going on. And yeah, but it can also be like, the good thing is with K2 takes the ego from the Sun, which is amazing. So that is really helpful. But what it does is like makes the soul or because obviously sun rules the soul for all of us, makes us a bit more sort of spiritual, seeing not just being dazzled by like fame and money and status, makes us much more like humble in a sense. And then we have on the 23rd, we have Mercury in Leo. Let's do that. And that's Mercury is in good position. It's kind of gets on with K2. It's in friendly sign, gets on with Sun. So good times there where you actually, if you're working or getting jobs, or if you've got children, you can really have good times together, and it makes you feel very, very creative during this time, and really enjoy fun things. Fifth house is the house of like all those outdoor sort of theatre things. In the UK we have all these Shakespearean things going on outdoors, when people bring a picnic and sit down and watch the actors perform. It's amazing. And outdoor theatres, outdoor cinema, lots of goodies going on, roller skating and just having fun. It's really nice time to enjoy that kind of thing. And then obviously the next thing that happens after that, excuse me again, we're going to have on the 28th, we do actually have, here we go, we do have what would be a partial lunar eclipse occurring in Aquarius. For me, this is the highlight of what's happening. This is what everybody should really kind of, basically is something unveiling. For you guys will be something about your groups, your homes that you could gain, because 11th house is house of gaining a home, and also the fifth house is like a romance. It could be like academia and work also, because Mercury is there. So there could be things unveiling, those of you who've been waiting for a job change, job offer, maybe a place for teaching, stuff like that could, all of that suddenly unveils for you, and you have much more like much more awareness about where you stand, about different things that you might have applied for. And it could also be a change too, because obviously both these signs are fixed. So something like this eclipse happens and it just pushes you to actually have some change. And Ketu being the 8th house ruler for you, there'll be some sort of like change occurring during this time. For me, it's a massive signification because of Aquarius being sign of humanitarians and people, communities, etc. It's like the great awakening. So I feel as if there could be some amazing disclosure happening during that time to just make us realize that how important and wonderful humanity truly is. And that's pretty much how we end the month, really. So have a great month, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.